from somewhere in the universe on tape. Mesopotamia Productions presents the 1994 Nordonia Open. Brought to you by Subway Sandwich Shop of Macedonia, Ohio. And by Pool Magic of Macedonia, Ohio. And by the Fireplace Shop of Northfield Center, Ohio. And by Paul Fight Builders of Northfield Center, Ohio. And by Our Gang's Beverage of Northfield Center, Ohio. And by Northfield Drug of Northfield Center, Ohio. Now, let's go to Fun and Stuff for the 1994 Nordonia Open. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Sisicki.
Hi, this is Brian Sisicki, welcoming you to the 1994 Nordonia Open Miniature Golf Tournament. If you remember 93, that was exciting. 94 will bring you just as much excitement. To remind you that the guest commentators change every game. Commentator for today, last year's semi-finalist, Matt Soja. All right, here's Matt Soja.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 1994 Nordonia Open. I'm one in a series of many guest commentators, and I'll hand it back over to Brian for the introductions.
Donut Tree pregame interviews, brought to you by Donut Tree.
Kevin Mckenzie.
What do you like doing when you're not playing golf?
I run track and other stuff like that.
All right, any opinions about the game in general, this specific game?
Just hope I win. Play good.
All right, now let's talk to our walk-on contestant. Hey, you're pretty lucky today.
Okay.
What's your name?
Gary Polk. Gary Polk.
All right, when you're not playing golf, what do you like to do?
Lift weights, play football.
Do you like this? Do you like this opportunity you're given?
Yes.
All right, and you can make it other days if you advance.
Yes, sir. Surely.
Okay, thanks. That's all we need to know. Congratulations on.
Thanks.
And now, Brian will do the ceremonial coin toss to start the Nordonia Open.
All right, Kevin Mckenzie, you are the scheduled player. You'll call a coin in the air. We have a standard American quarter. George Washington's head, the Eagles' tails. Call it in the air.
Heads.
Heads is called. It lands tails. Would you like, what was your name again, sir?
Gary.
Gary, would you like to go first or second on the first hole?
I go second.
All right, Gary, choose to go second. So let's start the 1994 Nordonia Open Miniature Golf Tournament.
Gary.
Gary. All right, here's the first tee off. Kevin Mckenzie using a blue ball.
I remember last year I was in the same position as Mckenzie.
He putts it. He's off to the right. The rebound will get him a good two possibility.
Decent shot. Actually, a better than decent shot for Mckenzie.
All right.
And now the newcomer, Gary, will go.
Yeah, he's using the orange ball throughout the whole game.
He's a walk-on.
I know.
Walk-on replacement for Dan Miko.
Probably lucky. He's getting a free golf game, if nothing else.
He looks like he's played some golf in his day.
Well, let's find out. He putts it very light. He's going to be behind the board, which holds the picnic area upstairs. Okay,
I think that he was going for some kind of strategy with that light hit.
Oh, he's still further, too. Go, you're still further. Putts it off to the right. Now Kevin's the further away.
Things for sure in the Nordonia Open.
That's true. In for two, Kevin.
In for two. Good putt by Kevin. A little hard, but it went in.
Gary Polk, our newcomer, makes his fourth shot.
A nice wrap up for the newcomer.
After hole number one, Kevin got a 2 and Gary got a 4. Not bad for a walk-on here as we go into hole number 2 of the 1994 Nordonia Open.
The Open. I've had numerous hole-in-ones on this one.
Yes, and this year there's a prize for a hole-in-one. It's called the McDonald's hole-in-one.
Oh,
Free
wow.
food from McDonald's. He putts it. He's off the white wall.
Nice putt.
He's short off to the right. Real close.
This hole is a good one. If you're going to get a hole-in-one, this is one you might want to try to get it on.
Okay, Gary, line it up. He needs a hole-in-one for more than one reason. Cut down that lead. Kevin's. He putts it. He hits the corner. And now he's got a far two.
It's a makeable shot, though. A makeable shot. He's farther. He'll set up for second shot. Gives it a long look.
Putts it. He's going to be off to the left, but pretty close.
Pretty close. Decent shot, decent shot. Had to do. Now, Brian had to do the official spot on that, being the commissioner and all. He get one club length.
And
He gets
Kevin's
it in.
two. And now
Gary will attempt his third shot, and he's got it.
Well, after hole number 2, Kevin got a 2, Gary got a 3. It is now Kevin 4, Gary 7, as we go into hole number 3.
well, Kevin's got 3 strokes here. He's a veteran. He played last year, lost in the first round. Maybe he'll do better this year. He putts it off the wall, off the curved part of the wall, just going to bounce and curve around. Good line for 2. Needs a spot. After Gary.
Not a bad shot by Mckenzie. This is one of the toughest holes, in my opinion, on the course.
That's good for 2. If you do it right, I just play for 2s. Well, don't try for the hole-in-one. Gary looking at it. He putts it off the wall.
Nice.
He's going to bounce. He's going to go around the hole. He's going to be... we're going to have to eyeball this one to see who's closer. Kevin slightly farther. He
Mckenzie
putts
takes the
it.
shot.
It's in and 2.
In and 2. A good shot. Mckenzie's a solid player.
Yeah. Now Gary just lining it up. Changes his stance. And it's raining here under the party deck. Coins. He's off to the left.
Oh, that was a tough one. But you got to give the newcomer Gary credit. A
Yeah.
walk-on player. There you go. Gets him.
All right. Got
After hole number 3, Kevin got a 2, Gary got a 3. It is now Kevin 6, Gary 10. As we go on to hole number 4.
We'll go first on this 4-hole Bridge Street.
Yes. This has been home to a couple hole-in-ones, especially Patriots. He bounces off the wood. It rolls off to the right. Rebound sends him further away. In line, though, for a good 2.
The shot looked a little better than it actually came out to be.
Yeah. Well off the right. Now.
What was
This-
that you were saying? Last year's champion, Patty Traybert, had a few
Yeah,
holes in one on this?
In a semifinal match in sudden death.
Oh, versus Eric Poling. I remember it well.
All right, Gary puts it off the wood. He's
Nice.
rolling. He's rolling off to the right. The rebound gets him closer.
In line for an easy 2. Well, Kevin will take his second shot.
He puts it in for 2.
Very, very consistent player.
All right, and now Gary's going to try to keep pace. Does this. He's lining it up.
But
He's-
like I said, no matter what happens, you've got to give the walk-on credit.
Yeah. He puts it in for 2.
Well, after hole number 4, Kevin got a 2. Gary's picking back up. He's got a 2. And now it's 8 to 12. Let's go on to hole number 5.
It's a makeable hole-in-one. I think I've done it. I think I did it in my first-round game
Yeah,
last
but
year.
if you don't get a hole-in-one, you have a very long putt for 2. He puts it off to the right. Rebound. He's in line, long distance. Maybe, maybe not.
You're right about that long distance, too.
All right, now let's check what Gary's got for us here. He putts it. It goes down the hill. It rolls. It bounces off to the left. Pretty close one there. Now he's...
Farther away than
But he won't be eclipsed.
By virtue of the spot that Brian just gave, Gary will be farther away and will go next.
He would have been farther away if it wasn't spotted either. He's changing angles of shots. He's lining it up.
Long putt.
Putts it's going to be a little, maybe short, maybe in. It's in! At first I thought it was short, but it did have enough oomph.
That reminded me of the Channel 43 10 o'clock news, where they say, "Get legs, get legs!"
Let's get that instant replay. Now back to live action. Kevin Mckenzie trying to tie up. If he misses though, this is Gary's chance to cut in.
Exactly.
He putts it. He's going to be very similar to Gary's putt.
Yes, you're right. A very similar shot.
It
And
looked
it, in
kinda
fact,
weak.
got legs.
Well, it looks like Gary's getting the swing of things. He got a 2. Kevin got a 2. It is now 10-14 favor Kevin as we go to hole number 6.
Complex hole where
A decision has to be made when you're putting on this hole. It's a very tough decision, too.
he putts it, goes up the left, it bounces over the hill. It's going to bounce, sending him good 2 range.
Set up for a decent 2. Now, if you take the outside, there is a chance that you'll hit the outside boundary.
Yeah, I know. That's if you try to hug one of the rails, then you might hit the middle.
Risky shot.
A pretty dangerous hole, worthy of the challenge. He lines it. He putts. He goes up the left side. Takes a weird bounce off the side, and he's stuck on the right half. Well, now he doesn't have much of a choice anymore. He putts it up. It bounces. It rolls up the hill.
Not a bad shot. I'd have to say.
It goes. Whoa, he's real close for the 3.
A nice recovery after that bad first shot.
Yeah, well, let's see if Kevin could add another shot here. Practice putts.
A mistake by Kevin here will be Gary's.
He putts it in for 2.
Oh, well, no such thing.
Yeah.
Gary will now attempt his 3rd shot. A relatively easy shot.
In for
and he
3.
gets it in.
Well, hole number 6. Kevin got a 2. Gary got a 3. It is now Gary 17, Kevin 12, as we go on to hole number 7.
Right, he scored 2 on every hole.
As I said, very consistent.
Well, let's see what he's going to do here. He putts it. It goes off the side. It rolls. It's going to be off. Yeah,
In line for a relatively easy 2.
2. Kind of predictable for Kevin Mckenzie. 2. Don't mess with my 2.
Oh, Brian, you crack me up.
All right. Well, Gary, taking the center hole. Lining it up. 2. He putts it. It hits the wood. It misses the hole.
Yeah, and 1! The sponsor of the hole-in-one.
Well, not the whole McDonald's chain, just of Oakwood, Northfield Village, and coming soon, Macedonia. Kevin puts in for 2.
Good shot, consistent.
Wow, it's the McHole-in-1 for Gary. Yes, Gary got a 1, and Kevin got a 2. It's now 14-18 as we go into hole number 8.
That hole-in-one.
After that miraculous hole-in-one, Gary will start on hole 8, Gazebo Way. He measures it up. A decision has to be made on this hole as well.
Gonna try to thread the needle, hug the wall. I don't know, many different decisions. Only certain ones are right, though.
Not many people know the right way to go.
Okay, Gary putts it. He gets around the break.
He gets down the hill.
Well, he does get down the hill. He off
Oh,
to the left.
he just missed another hole-in-one.
I know. What happened was he bounced off the side of the brick, which didn't stuff him backwards. Just kept on him going forward.
Exactly.
Kevin takes a couple practice putts.
Let's see if he can get a 2 on this one.
He putts it. He's going to miss the bricks. He's going to roll down the hill. The rebound will... where the ball go. Can't see it.
It puts him in line for a
Predictable
decent
2.
Gary's just a little bit further, so he'll go this time.
But he needs to keep up this par race with Kevin.
Gary looks to be a switch hitter.
That could be very valuable.
Certainly, in this miniature golf game.
He's waiting. He putts it off to the left.
Oh, he just missed it too.
It's just like a little banana curve.
Tough break, tough break.
I know. Kevin, well, add another stroke if he gets this right. He putts it. Oh!
He's Mr. Consistency today.
Nick, the left side of the hole. Luckily, the right energy so that it'll fall down instead of jump away.
Exactly.
Gary for 3. And
Well, hole number 8. We see Kevin get 2 and Gary get 3. It is now 16 to 21, favor Kevin. Let's go on to hole number 9.
Be made.
yeah.
Do you try the bank or do you try the tunnel?
Well, Kevin tries the bank. It rolls. It's going to be in line for 2.
What else is new? See, in the position Gary's in, I think he'd have to go for the risky route, but I'm not sure.
I don't know what he'd do. There's still 9 more holes of golf left yet to be played.
Very true, very true. A lot can happen. As I do know from my last year's.
He putts it, takes the bank route. There's the second bank. It's going to be way off to the left. He's going to be further than Kevin.
He'll probably
He's got
need
to
a
earn his
spot
2.
on that one.
Well, Gary's in the battle between the weightlifter and the track star's winning. But let's see if strength will eventually outwin speed. He putts it, rolls in for the 2, just barely hitting the left side of the cup. Tidy bowling in.
I didn't know that our new competitor Gary was a weightlifter.
It was at the beginning interviews. And the track star Kevin hits it straight in for 2. No surprises.
Wow. Kevin got another 2. He's on that record pace setter. All he got to do is break a 40 and he'll set a new record. And after 9 holes, he's got 18. Gary's got 23. Let's go to that half-game time interview. And then we'll come back with hole number 10. Once again, here's Brian.
All right, it's time for the Donut Tree halftime interview, brought to you by Donut Tree on the corner of 8 and 271.
Home of great donuts.
All right, now let's get one of our contestants. Either of you, whichever you choose, want to come up first. Okay, Kevin Mckenzie comes up first, currently leading 18 to 23. That's a 5-stroke difference. Okay, anything you have to say about that?
I was just playing consistent, trying to make sure I didn't blow any holes, playing conservative. Just hoping my opponent would make mistakes.
Do you have any goals for the second half of this game or the remainder of the tournament?
I'd probably keep the same strategy. If I get out to a big lead, I might take some risks.
All right, very good.
And now, Gary? Down 5 strokes. Anyway, down 5 strokes. What happened?
I got a little nervous.
Never been on TV before, huh?
Nah, I've never been on TV before.
All right, 9 holes remaining. You have any special strategies, hopes, whatnot for the last 9?
I'm just gonna try to angle them in right and see what happens from there.
Okay, thanks. And now let's go on to hole number 10.
Nothing fancy about this hole. It's kind of a straight-on shot. And Mckenzie will go first again.
He putts it. He's going to hit the side of the wall. He's going to hit the curve. He's going to hit the red brick. He's in line for 2.
Once again.
But that's good, kind of once again.
Definitely. Hey, 2 is par for every hole, so
Yeah.
as long as you're around par, you're in it.
Let's see what Gary will do. Gary hits it hard off the side, hard off the curve. Knocks Kevin's ball. Would you like, Kevin, old spot or new spot?
Old spot.
Old spot. Gary's further. He's a little bit eclipsed, but not that big of a deal.
Yeah, nothing you can't overcome.
Yeah. He putts it. He's going to be off to the left.
Gary's getting some tough breaks, and
I know.
I kind of feel for him because he seems like he's a good player. He's not getting the breaks.
I know. Well, let's see if Kevin could make a long two and capitalize. Guess what? He got another two. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
If he can keep up like this throughout the remainder of the tournament, I don't see anyone stopping him.
All right, Gary. Waiting. Hits it in for 3.
Well, hole 10 sees Kevin with a 2 and Gary with a 3. Now it's 20-26 as we go into hole number 11.
If Kevin keeps up this pace, he'll have 36, which is coincidentally 4 below the current record of 40 by Brad Cash. He bounces it off the slide, bounces off the corner away. He's going to have a long 2 this time.
It doesn't really pay to try to go up the chute here because, as you can see, there's been some damage to it, so it's better to go on the side.
Yeah, that's probably that's probably what Gary's thinking too. Let's see which way he goes. He putts it. He's going to do the bank again. He's rolling. He's going to be closer. How will the corner take him? A little. He's closer than Kevin. Well, can he keep his record pace? This time, it's not so obvious.
This is a tough shot.
He putts it. He's going to be off to his left.
There goes Mckenzie's streak of 10 straight 2s.
Yeah. And now, Gary, down by 6, needs to catch up somewhere, sometime, somehow. This could be one of those times.
It's kind of hard to catch up when your opponent's getting steady pars.
Yeah, I know. Putt said he's going to be off to his right. He's going to be slightly closer, and we got to spot Kevin's ball. Kevin's slightly further. He's on a good line for 3. Successful. And Gary?
Gary will attempt his 3rd shot.
Ties up the hole.
Well, after hole 11, Kevin got a 3, Gary got a 3. It's 23-29 with Kevin still holding the lead. Let's go on to hole number 12.
I just started the pylon swing. Kevin shooting again. First.
In light of that last 3, I don't think Brad Cashin's record is in jeopardy.
He putts it. He's going to be off. If he times it right, he could get a 2 here.
An awkward bounce on a hole that is relatively easy to get a hole-in-one on.
I know. Just got to find the sweet spot.
If you just hit it straight on, you can usually get a hole-in-one.
Yeah. Let's see what Gary's going to do. He putts it. He's going to take a short angle bounce. Long, long way for the 2. Changes angles. Gary putts it. He's going to miss it off right. He bananaed that one.
Quite odd break on that ball.
Yeah. And
you might want to
he's
check
still
later
further.
to see if there's anything on the course.
Nothing that I see.
Gary will now attempt his 3rd shot.
Putts it. He gets knocked by the pylon.
It curved left and then was knocked away by the pylon.
And he's going for 2. But the pylon putts it. He's going to be... Oh! He mistimed it. That would have been a 2 if he timed it. He's off to the left. Sorry, his right. And it knocks him a little further. Yeah. Gary's up. He putts it in.
I think Gary's going to win this hole.
Yeah.
I think he already has won this hole.
Yeah. This is Kevin going for...
Tough break for Mckenzie.
Well, after hole 12, Kevin got a 4, Gary got a 3, and now it's 27-32, with Gary leading off in hole number 13.
Course, a little this year, there's only 3 parallelograms now. I don't know whether they wanted to change design or if they're broken or what, but that affects the game.
A tough decision on what
Puts it up the
parallelogram
hill.
to hit.
Not enough energy, foot out of the way. He's still on the green.
You know, it's really a tough break when that happens.
He just didn't hit it hard enough.
I've had that happen to me before, and I know what it's like.
Kevin putts it. He's taking a short angle route. It's going to roll in line. Off the mountain. Doesn't give him much.
You never know what kind of bounce you're going to get off that mountain. I think
Only a computer would know.
the best block to hit is the far one against the brick wall.
Or be conservative and just try to avoid the blocks. Shot number 2 sends him.
That hit Mackenzie's ball. Now, I'm not sure what kind of
it.
spot we're going to have. We were very lucky to have someone in Fun and Stuff today to take Dan Michaels' place.
Yeah, just picked him right out from the Simpsons machine.
One of Brian's personal favorites, I know.
Yeah, off to the left. It's rolling! Whoa! A little more roll, and he would have got that in 2. And now let's... Oh, third shot. That was his third shot, Sergeant. Yeah, Kevin. He's trying to get in. Number 2, he's in.
Kevin looks to be taking the lead.
And
A large margin.
2-4.
Well, after hole number 13, Kevin got his stroke back. He got a 2. Gary got a 4. It is now 29-36. Kevin, as we go on to hole number 14.
Oh, as a reminder, that Simpsons game, not only do I like it, but I'm good at it. I could get to like the 6th level on 2 lives. Anyway, putts it. It's going to be off the wood. It's going to circle around. It's going to be a typical 2-shot, very Mckenzie-like.
Brian, I don't believe Konami is one of our sponsors, so I don't think you should be plugging their games on.
No, but true, but well, I'm just saying I just liked it. Oh, Homer, I want to snuggle. Ah.
Good impression, Bri.
All right, thanks. And he putts it off the mountain. Second bounce off the mountain. At least he's in line. We'll give him that much. Gary. Long straight line for 2.
I've got a few impressions of my own, Brian. We'll just see what happens.
All right. Putts it. He's going to be off to the left. The Flamin steps out of the way. Rebound. He's still further.
Way to get out of the way of that one, Flint. There's a tough call on who is further, but it appears that Gary was.
He putts it. He's going to be short. No, he rolled.
Yes, and it counts.
Yeah, I know. I judged that as a short one, but it just had barely enough oomph to get in the hole. Kevin, trying for number 2.
Brian, that was my Marv Albert impression.
Yes, I know. Whoa, off to the right. And Kevin's going to have to settle for an even hole. As he does.
Well, after hole number 14, Kevin got a 3 and Gary got a 3. It is now Gary 39, Kevin 32, as we go to hole number 15.
Watch that record. He's got 32. The record's 40. 2s and everyone will tie it up. A hole in 1 will get him close to breaking Brad's record. He putts it. He bounced it. He's going to miss the ramp. He's in line for 2. Very typical. Off the wall. Doesn't affect that much.
Now, I think the ideal place to hit it is about 1/6 of a way up the wooden planks.
Ah. So around the 2nd or 3rd raised block. He putts it. He's going to be off. He's going to bounce. He's going to hit Kevin Mcken's ball. Old spot or new? Okay, he'll keep the new spot. Now I got to do some spotting of my own. And with 7 strokes, he's going to pretty much either need a miracle or just be glad he participated. But for a walk-on with no experience before, he putts it, didn't expect this off to the right. We just yanked him, said, do you want to be on TV? He said yes, and he wanted a free game of golf. So I bet you he's still happy.
Hey, anything can happen in the Nordonia Open, so
Yeah, he putts it, Kevin, he's going to be, rolls in for 2, barely.
anyone that's good enough to compete in here deserves some credit.
Well,
He'll attack this shot lefty.
well, let's see if he putts it. No, he goes right.
He hooked it.
And now shot number 4, this will be. In.
Well, hole number 15, Kevin got a 2, Gary got a 4. There's now 34-43 with 3 holes left. Let's go on to hole number 16.
I have had some experience with this hole. Last year in my semifinal match, I missed a few easy shots and I ended up making a croquet shot, but it's a tough hole.
Anyway, Kevin bounced it off the side wall. He's not going to have enough energy to go up the hill. He'll just roll back down. And Gary Polk. Saying some people, I remember Ken Sell lost with an automatic 6 here.
Very tough hole, if not approached properly.
Yeah. So Gary hits it hard off the wall, rolls up the hill, off to the left, the rebound, keeps him on top, still in good line for 2.
An unorthodox shot, but a good one.
All right, Kevin, his face up to the wall. He puts it up, not enough energy to second stroke and still further.
This hole can kill even the best player.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting late enough in the game to start watching Cashin's record.
And he goes up. He bounces his back on 3. No. Will it stay on the hill? Yes. When he takes his 4th shot, he'll be at 38. The only way he could tie it was with two hole-in-ones. Yep. Gary puts it off to the. Oh, rolls in. It was barely off to the right, but a tidy bowled in because he had the right amount of force. I misjudged.
Cashin got that record score in a first-round matchup last year.
Yeah, I know. And then second round, he lost to you.
Well, Gary's not giving up without a fight. He got a 2 on that one, and Kevin got a 4. There's now 38-45 as we head to hole number 17.
All right. Gary starts. Oh, I remember everything now. You played
Cashin in the second round.
second round. Cashin played Colin Murphy, and that was 41-40. Puts it. He's going to line it. Oh, off to the right. He could have had another treat from McDonald's if he got it.
Yeah, that was a very intense matchup, me versus Cashin, because I believe we had the 2 best scores coming into the second round last year.
Yeah. Cashin beat Murphy. You beat Glorioso. Anyway, Mckenzie putts. He's stuck under this.
I've had some trouble with this hole, and
Wait a second. Let me look at this. Time for billiard style. Mckenzie earlier faced Dan Williams, who had 14 twos. And you face. He puts it off to the left. Line it up.
this is his what? How many strokes does he have now?
This will be his 3rd in. 1, 2.
Overall.
Oh, overall, he has 41 after the 3.
Oh.
Ken Gary.
So Cashin's record is intact.
He puts it in and 2. And now it's time to go for the ball muncher.
Gary won another hole. Hope it's a little bit too little and a little bit too late, but he's got a 47. Kevin got a 3. That means Brad Cashin's number 40. His record stays intact. So he got a 41. Let's go to hole number 18. And now with them cards and all that funny stuff, here's the master of the numbers, Brian Sisicki.
18th hole. Difference in the game is 6, so this will not affect the outcome of the game. But however, contestants, please pick an envelope, each of you. The one that remains in my hand is the value of a miss. All right. All right, I put these here. Okay, Gary, you go up. This probably doesn't mean anything except maybe a free treat at McDonald's if you're successful. Gary played a good game. He puts it up the hill. He's going to be off to the left.
Now let's see how well Mckenzie can do on hole 18, the skill shot, the ball muncher.
He already clinched victory. He puts it up. He's going to bounce it in for hole-in-one.
It's the hole-in-one again. Kevin got a 1. Gary got a 2. So Kevin wins 42-49. Now it's time for your after-game interviews.
And you get that McDonald's treat. All right, let's go on to the Donut Tree post-game interviews. All right, okay, come on. All right, Gary, unique experience, isn't it?
Yeah, I lack experience very much.
All right, Were you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah.
All right, you got a free game. You got TV time. You got something from McDonald's. And you were cold. I mean, you just came out fresh from the video game. So
Yeah.
you did a good performance, though. And by the way, the amount in the envelope, I forgot about this, is a 2, so you only get 2 strokes for that miss.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you at the prize ceremony.
All right, thank you.
All right, Kevin. A great showing here in the first game of the Nordonia Open. What do you have to say about it?
I feel I played pretty good. Just hoping I can do that next round.
A really solid game. I wish you well in the rest of the game, except for unless you play me, of course.
Thanks a lot.
We'll see you in round 2.
Okay.
All right, now it's the prize ceremony where we give all of our contestants what they deserve. First of all, let's deal with Gary here. For qualifying on TV, he'll get a $1 gift certificate from Summit Video. Don't forget to say hi to Laura or Chris. Here you go. Rent a movie, rent a video game, rent whatever you want. And also for the hole-in-one on hole number 7, you get a McDonald's treat. Good at either Oakwood, Northfield Village, or coming soon, Macedonia.
Thank you.
All right, and by the way, one more thing. There was going to be a second chance game with the 2 best non-winning scores. So I had to get a little more information out of you if you want to try again.
Sure, I'll try again.
Oh, well,
Come for practice.
if you earn it, we'll call you.
Okay.
And now let's go to Kevin. First of all, for a hole-in-one, you get the McDonald's coupon.
Thanks a lot.
All right, now we don't give away the winner's prizes yet because you won $1 from Summit Video because you qualified to. For winning the first round game, you get $2 worth of Racks gift certificates in Macedonia. Managed to win your grade 8 game. In addition to those prizes, you'll win $4 gift certificate from Northfield Florist. They're pretty close to Summit Video, so you can take two birds with one stone. If you win your semi-final game, you'll get a pizza from Romito's in Northfield Village, where they hang all the sports cards, guys. And if you happen to eventually be the champion, in addition to everything else, you'll also get $16 gift certificate and best little hair house of Northfield Center.
Oh,
Lot to shoot for.
That sounds great. I guess I'm gonna have to play really good now.
And also, the top 4 get trophies from Creative Awards and Impressions.
Yep.
All right, so I guess I'll see you in the grade 8.
Okay, thanks.
Feelings, comments about the game in general just played?
Well, a strong showing by Mckenzie. And if he, like I said earlier, if he can keep that up, I don't see him losing in this tournament.
Do you think Gary will be in the second chance game, top 2 non-winners?
A decent showing by Gary, but with the score that he had, it's hard to say.
Once again, the final score of game number 1 in the first round of the 1994 Nordonia Open, Kevin Mckenzie, 42, and Gary Polk, 49. We'll be back with game 2 shortly. He was a little dog with such a big heart. He gave us so much love. Hanford, you will be missed.